Malta, and we're going to discuss these PASMORE, Victor PASMORE maquettes. So in about 1970, he was interviewed by the Penrose Annual, which is a printing journal, and he described in his interview in the book that he used maquettes to transfer original artwork to the printer so they could make the etching plate and make the prints. And we have all of that interview. If anyone wants to have a copy, I have it at hand. So what would happen is he would have photographed his original artworks, and many of the pictures were taken by his son John, who stamped them. Some of the ones we've got have got his stamp on them, and the photograph of the original artwork could then be chopped around and morphed to get the desired image to make the print out of. So it wasn't making prints straight from the original artworks. There was some small detail. For example, on all of the maquettes we've got about 20, the artist hasn't signed the original. The VP on the limited edition prints is put on to the etching plate, not onto the maquette or the original artwork. And you will see the VP on all or most of his limited editions is in reverse, because he would sign the etching plate and then the image would be turned back to front. So you'll find many of the limited edition prints have a VP in reverse on the plate, in the impression, and then he will do his own signature, initials in pencil afterwards, and a number. So these are of academic interest to those that way inclined. They're rare. I don't know anyone's got any maquettes other than me. I've sold some of them already to some notable collectors in Malta, and we have quite a lot left, and we're having them framed up bit by bit. And the maquette is often different to the artwork, because the printers would find anomalies, and they would find things that weren't easy to etch into the plate and were not clear, so they would change them by overpainting the photograph. So we have all of these maquettes. They have pouches with tissue paper, and they belong in the pouch. We've separated them so people can see them. And this one here I had framed sideways, because the printers and PASMORE had to use arrows. All of them got arrows on, even the photograph, because people don't know which way around they go. And there is a joke in England that people selling them will often sell them the wrong way around. Showrooms will put prints up and they will be sideways or upside down. So the arrows are an interesting thing. These maquettes were sometimes posted backwards and forwards between England, Italy, Malta, where PASMORE lived, and they would be changed. It wasn't obsessive. The PASMORE had faith in the printers, and they were of a like-minded nature, and they would get to a situation where there was a maquette, and they would then use the maquette to make the limited edition prints. That's what used to happen. The maquette would go to a specialist plate engraver, and when the plate was done, PASMORE would sign the plate. This is written down in this book I have, and then they would make these limited editions. So this is the sort of middle between the original artwork and the printing. And these little pouches, these little cards with a tissue pocket, if I was to put that inside there, you would see these adjustments are in the right place for the actual picture image. So that's what they are. And because they are quite a strange sort of oddball item, we've had them done in glass to glass, because the value in these and the interest really is the comments and the working element of the paper. So these are verified photographs of the artwork with hand augmentation painted on. It wasn't necessarily painted by PASMORE onto the photograph. It might have been sometimes. It was done in conjunction with PASMORE to get these finished images. So that one's done in a landscape way round. I've had these done in a portrait way round. So this one again has the arrows showing which way the image is, and this one here is good because it actually says, it has instructions from Marlborough, the publisher, who was probably in the loop as well, and it says what colour ink to use, and it has sizes, and that's dated 1962-63, and it has sort of how it's cropped and sort of how it's presented, and there are numbers on them which are relating to this movement of these maquettes between the artist, the publisher and the printer. So I think they're very interesting, and decoratively I think they're interesting as well. I mean, they look nice. This one here is, again, the arrows. Oh, are there arrows on that one? No, there's no arrows on that one. This one has a stamp of John PASMORE with his address in London, and these are held in place by the tension of the glass and little square pads of double-sided conservation tape. That one says sepia black blue, 15 inches. That is 38 by 38. That is centimetres. That is the size of the limited edition prints. I don't know what all this stuff means, but I think they're of interest. And if you look at the limited edition prints, all these tiny little flecks and imperfections and scratchy bits are present on the limited edition print, so they are what they use. I've checked them. I think they're interesting. They're not inexpensive, but they're not desperately expensive. If you hang them in a house, the background wall colour will come through. You need to use two sort of fat-headed screws to get these mountings to fix, to hang. They're archival, but with this framing done like this, I think that they are objects of interest to those who are interested in PASMORE and how he actually got the work off his canvas or paper into the printers, into the gallery, and into the customers' homes. Thank you.